Good morning, guys. Today, I'll discuss to you about the chapter 11, which is the switch security configurations. Secure unused port. A simple method that can many administration use to help secure the network from unauthorized access is to disable all unused port on a switch. Mitigate MAC address table attack. A simplest and most effective method to prevent MAC address table overflow attack is an enable port security. Port security limits the number of valid MAC addresses allows on a port. It allows administrator to manually configure the MAC addresses for a port to permit and switch and dynamically learn a limited number MAC address. Enable port security. The switch port security command was rejected. This is because port security can only configure on manually configure access port or manually configure trunk port by default layer 2, which is the port are set dynamically auto. Therefore, in the explain, the example of configure, which is port mode interface configuration command. Limit and learn MAC address. To set the maximum number of MAC address allowed on a port, use the following command. Default port security value is 1. The maximum number of security MAC address can be configured in switch and iOS in this example in 8102. Port security aging. There are two types of port security aging, which is the absolute. Absolute is the secure addresses on the port are deleted after a specific aging time. Inactivity. The secure addresses on the port are deleted only if they are inactive in a specified aging time. Port security violation mode. If a MAC address of device attached to the port differs from the list and secure addresses, then port violation occurs by default. The port enters an error disabled state. To set the port security violation mode, use the following command. This is the command for the port security violation mode. Switch, open parenthesis, configure dash if, close, hashtag, switch port security violation, parenthesis, protect, slash, restrict, slash, shutdown, parenthesis. Port in error disabled state. When a port shut down in the place in the error disabled state, no traffic is sent or received on the port. A state of the port security related message display on the console. Administrator should be determine what causes of security violation is unauthorized devices connected to a secure port. Security threat is eliminated before we enable the port. Verify port security. To display port security setting for a switch, use the show port security command. The example indicate that all 24 interfaces are configured with the switch port security command because the maximum allowed is 1 and violation mode is shut down. No more devices are connected. Therefore, the current ADR count is 0 for each interface. Step to mitigate VLAN hopping attacks. Step 1. Disable DTP auto-trunking negotiation on non-tracking ports by using the switch port mode access interface configure command. Step number 2. Disable the unused port and put them in unused VLAN. Step 3. Manually enable the trunk link on the trunk port by using the switch port mode track command. Step 4. Disable DTP auto-trunking negotiation is trunking port by using the switch port negotiation command. Step 5. Set the native VLAN to a VLAN another the VLAN 1 by using the switch port trunk native VLAN slash underscore command. Okay, that is the step for the mitigate VLAN hopping attacks. DHCP snooping. DHCP snooping does not rely on the source MAC address. Instead, DHCP snooping determines whether DHCP messages are from administratively configured trusted, untrusted source. It filters DHCP message and rate limits DHCP traffic from the untrusted sources. Device under the administrative control, such as switches, routers, servers, or sources in any devices beyond the firewall or outside the network is an untrusted source. In addition, all access ports are generally treated as untrusted sources. The figures shown are an example of trusted and untrusted ports. Step to implement DHCP snooping. There are the steps. Step 1. Enable DHCP snooping by using the IDP DHCP snooping global configuration command. Step 2. On trusted port, use the ID DHCP snooping trust interface configuration command. Step 3. Limit the number of DHCP discovery message that can be received per second on the entrusted ports by using the IDP IP DHCP snooping limit rate interface configuration command. Step 4. Enable DHCP snooping by VLAN or range the VLANs by using the IDP DHCP snooping VLAN global command. Dynamic ARP inspection. In typically ARP attack, a threat actor can send unsolicited ARP or ARP replies to the host and subnet with the MAC address of the threat actor and the IP address of the gateway. To prevent ARP spoofing, the resulting ARP poisoning a switch will ensure that only valid ARP requests and replies are relayed. DAI or DAI implementation guidelines. To mitigate the chances of ARP spoofing and poisoning, follow this DAP implementation guidelines. 1 is enable DHCP snooping globally. 2. Enable DHCP snooping on selected VLANs. Step 3. Enable DHCP snooping on the VLAN selected VLANs. Step 4. Enable DAI on selected VLANs. And last, configure trusted interface for DHCP snooping and IRP inspection. Here are the example of a DAI. Destination MAC. Check the destination MAC address in the internet header against the target MAC address in ARP body. 2. MAC. Checks the source MAC address in the internet header against the sender MAC address in the app. 3. Source MAC. Check the source MAC address in the internet header against the sender MAC address in the ARP. IP address. IP address. Check the ARP body invalid and expected IP addresses including address 0.0.0.0.255.255.255.255 and all IP multicast addresses. Port Fast BPDU Guard. Port Fast immediately brings an interface configured as an access or trunk port the forwarding state from the blocking state, bypassing the listening and learning state applied to all end user. Port Fast should only be configured on the ports attached and devices. BPDU Guard. BPDU Guard immediately error disable a port that receive BPDU like Port Fast. BPDU Guard should only configure on interfaces attached to end devices. Configure Port Fast. Port Fast can enable an interface by using spinning tree Port Fast interface configuration command. Alternatively, Port Fast can be configured globally on all access port by using spinning tree Port Fast default global configuration command. To verify whether Port Fast is enabled globally, you can use either run configure ibegin-span command or spanning tree command or to verify if Port Fast is enabled the interface is showing configure interface type /number command as shown the following example. The show spanning command interface type /number detail command can also use in this verification. Configure BPDU Guard. BPDU Guard can enable the port by using spinning tree BPDU Guard enable interface configure command. Alternatively, use spinning tree Port Fast BPDU Guard default global configuration command to globally enable BPDU Guard on all Port Fast enabled ports. To display information about the state of spinning tree, use the Show Spinning Tree Summary command. In this example, port fast default BPDU guard are both enabled as default state for port configuration as a access mode.